Howdy folks, it's Bill here from CoolWildlife.com, and today I'm super excited to share with you a wildlife photography course for beginners that Simone Detremont and I have been working on behalf of the Journal of Wildlife Photography. What I wanted to do was give you a sense of the modules that are contained within this course, and you can see that listing up here now. And I'm going to turn it over to Simone to go through an introduction. He'll give you a deeper dive on what each of these modules are. He'll give you a sense of whether this course is right for you. But if you're just starting out in wildlife photography, this course is going to save you all kinds of time, fast track you, and get you up to speed very quickly. So without further ado, let's turn it over to Simone.
Hey everyone, and welcome to my Wildlife Photography Essentials course. This is my first course, and I'm super excited to be bringing it to you. My name is Simone Detremont, and I'm a YouTuber, a nature and wildlife photographer, and videographer living in Nova Scotia, Canada. My very first interest in photography started over 20 years ago when I was interested in taking photos of the moon and planets through my telescope. I now love taking photos of various wildlife, birds, landscapes, nightscapes, and I even shoot deep space astrophotography with a telescope. But my first love is wildlife. Not only do I enjoy taking and sharing photos, the time that we get to spend outdoors in nature is therapeutic, gets me some exercise, and makes me appreciate the value of nature. Someone once said, "I don't feed the birds because they need me, I feed the birds because I need them." This resonates with me, and maybe with you too. Maybe that's why you're here, and I'm glad that you are. Working on this course has been a great exercise for me, just to go over the principles again while consciously thinking about them. There are now so many things that I do on reflex without thinking of them that distances me from what it felt like as a beginner. And this is so important as I make YouTube videos. I need to be able to place myself in the position of my viewers and think about the challenges that I faced and what's the best way to explain and solve them in a language understood by someone just starting out. This is also a very good extension of what I've always done. Ever since I started posting photos to social media years ago, I always enjoyed adding tips about how I got the shots. I've never felt threatened by the competition of others and always felt better when I could help someone else get better photos. I get tons of emails from people telling me how I've helped them improve their photography, and it genuinely makes me feel great. I've never felt the need to do what's called gatekeeping. That is, protect the insider secrets to stop someone else from entering the sector. By starting my YouTube channel, I've been able to keep going, sharing tips and techniques on photography and wildlife. The response has been amazing, showing me how many people are out there and generally interested in learning more. That being said, YouTube's a format where you can't spend too long on any one topic, and you can't specialize too much, because you're just subdividing the potential viewers into smaller groups. So that's why I'm partnering with the Journal of Wildlife Photography to bring you this course. They have an amazing community of photographers who love taking wildlife photos and sharing their experiences, and I feel blessed to be joining this community. In this course, I'm going to compile my very best tips, really focused on wildlife photography. I'll include some never-revealed techniques, and I'll explain it in a digestible and logical way so that I can help take your photography to the next level. I'm also going to take you behind the scenes into nature, where I can show you live how I got some of these shots and give you the insights and techniques I use to find subjects, get close, and take the shot in real time. That's enough about me. This course is about you. You're going to learn the skills and strategies to get better and better photos of wildlife. And we're not all surrounded by exotic animals where we live, so I hope to give you the skills to make beautiful photos from the wildlife you have living right around you. I always say if you can't find uncommon wildlife, take uncommon photos of the common ones. I don't care if you take photos of the most common pest or ubiquitous bird that's around every corner where you live, we're going to make beautiful photos of them. You're going to start off by going over all the equipment you need to get started. This module may help you buy your first camera, or borrow the right one from a friend, or if you're lucky, grab one of the ones you have lying around, maybe underused. We'll go over cameras, lenses, memory cards, even tripods. In the next module, you're going to learn the basic settings you'll need to know to manipulate and master your camera and lenses. We'll go over the basic settings you'll need to have enabled, but you'll also need to discover how to change these on your particular brand of camera. I encourage you to have an understanding of how to change the shutter speed, aperture, and ISO on your camera before we get too far into this course. The next two modules will be about understanding shooting modes like shutter priority and manual, and setting up your autofocus settings in your camera. That way, we'll be ready to get out there and start practicing as we learn new techniques. The next module will be one of 3, taking you out into the field with me, showing you in real time how I go about setting up and getting wildlife photos. You'll get a better sense of how these things work in real time in the field, and I'll share with you what I'm thinking as I go about getting the shots. The next 2 modules will be all about sharpness and image quality. These are particularly important in our genre. I'll be explaining how to squeeze the best out of your camera, both in settings and techniques out in the field. The next 2 modules will be teaching you about settings and techniques to capture fast action and birds in flight. This is where our type of photography can get really difficult for many, but I've broken down the settings and techniques to get those action shots, which are a great addition to our portfolios. I'm also going to teach you to not only get documentary photos of your subjects, which we call doc shots in nature photography, but also to get pretty, artistic ones you'd be proud to hang on the wall. Photography literally means painting with light, so we'll then spend some time understanding lighting scenarios and how to take advantage of them to get great photos. And finally, it's not just enough to capture the photo, but we need to get it onto our computers and tablets, and if we choose, do some processing on them to get their best. You'll not only learn how to load them, process them, but also how to compose them to make beautiful images. I'll be using Lightroom, likely the most popular software out there, but even if you don't use Lightroom, most of the tips still apply, even if the procedure is different using your software. I'll even walk you through a live demonstration, start to finish, to show you how I edit on my own photos. And finally, in the end, it'll be time to say goodbye, but not yet. I'll be finishing up with a 10 photo challenge, where I'm going to give you 10 different photo styles for you to get, and we'll be sharing them with others so that you can proudly display your work, see how others are doing, and get some advice on how to get to the next level. Thanks so much for sharing in this experience with me, and I sincerely hope that you get as much out of it as I've put into it. I love for it to have meant something and to have been of great value to you. Good luck!